Hello everyone, welcome to our episode today with Be Money Wiser, and thank you so much for following our previous episodes. Thank you so much for the comments, the questions, and I'm hoping that we are learning a thing or two that can help us improve our financial decision making. And for this period going forward, we want to emphasize, you guys, dear Ugandans, save some more in everything you earn. Terekako. And today our guests, this beautiful, intelligent landlady, is going to share with us, and we thank her so much for joining us today. Hi Philippa.
Hi, Tilda.
Thank you so much for joining us today, and I would like you to kind of share with us a bit about this whole background of saving and what it means to you as a person.
Well, thank you guys for having me on the show, first of all. When I speak, if I'm to say anything about my savings experience, I think for me, I usually tend to save a bit of my income, depending on what I get, using account savings. But my choice to use like piggy banks is because I wanted to purchase a new phone, and I decided to use whatever loose change I had and put it in a piggy bank. I decided to get the bigger size because I really wanted to be able to afford a nice phone, and I knew my phones usually take about 3 years, so I gave myself a timeline, and I said at the end of 2020 I'll crack this piggy bank open and then I'll be able to get my new phone. So that's what I was doing.
So before you even go to what makes you, before you even go to the ways how you save, either on your savings accounts or within your piggy banks, what triggers your saving culture? What makes you want to save?
Oh, for me, it's because it's so much I want to do, and my income may not be able to get me the stuff I want immediately. So then my reason for the saving culture is maybe I decide to time everything and plan for everything, and I say if I put a certain amount aside, maybe I'll be able to afford that, I'll be able to achieve stuff. So that's why I have a culture within me to like keep putting money aside, maybe monthly or whatever income I get, a small percentage I put it aside, and then I plan for that.
This is actually very interesting. It shows us that you can actually get the nice things. Because wasn't it a nice phone? It's
For sure.
But you save for it. You know, guys want to get most of these things in a rush. They want to get most of these things now. We want the nicer things in life now. But this is a lesson to us to think through some of these things and say, you know what? Let me keep this money. I know it is tough. I know I have so many other needs, but I will save for the nicer things that I want, and I can acquire this over time.
And you see, that's a very key point to note, that when you're going to save, you must have a purpose.
Yeah.
For what you're saving for. You see, for her, it's about having a nice phone. She knows that after 3 years, I'll need a new phone. So she can plan in the 3 years. She knows that every month I'll be putting aside this kind of amount to be able to buy my phone in the next 3 years.
And I want to appreciate the fact that there was a timeline. You cannot save forever. She had a timeline up to the end of 2020. At the end of 2021, I want to achieve this. But when you save aimlessly without knowing the duration, what you want to achieve in certain duration, you are misled. You are misled and you lose focus. So I'm telling you, yeah,
So
for sure.
how is it important for someone to save in a piggy bank? Someone would say, I just want to put my money in the bank, but what is so special about saving in a piggy bank?
For me, the reason as why I went with the piggy bank, it's because sometimes you get cash, maybe you didn't expect it, loose change. You're not going to run to DFCU or whatever bank you have in mind to go and deposit the money. So for me, a piggy bank was easier because, like you said, this Be Money Wiser piggy bank, you can't open it. So the minute you have it and you put it there in the piggy bank, well, that's gone. You can't now say, oh, I could have bought something with it.
Yeah.
When you use a piggy bank, it's like, for me, it's timely and convenient because I just put it there and I put my piggy bank in a safe space where no one knows, and then it's only me who can access it.
So for sure, I want to appreciate the fact that it's trying to reduce on the cost. Instead of running to the bank, you're incurring transportation. So it's wiser to keep in your mind that my saving culture should be cheaper. I should handle some costs. And I appreciate that with her. She was trying to cut the costs by saving with a piggy bank without running to the bank.
And actually it helps people such that instead of going every time depositing, you accumulate this money in a, you know, in a safe way, and you carry it officially to the bank so that you can keep a lump sum for situations where your saving period has not yet matured. Because there, you know, you can now carry to the bank and then continue what? Collecting. Yeah?
But however much you're saving in a piggy bank, how do you keep it secure? Because this is a temptation. It's a piggy bank with money, and someone will just bring it and put it on a dining table, put it in the living room, or that. So how do you make sure that however much you're keeping your money in a piggy bank, how do you make sure that it's secure?
Like I said, for me, it was a priority to make sure my spot was known only to me. I
Don't
didn't
even
want
tell him.
I didn't want anyone to know where my spot was,
Yes.
because I wanted to be the only one to access it, because it's possible someone can just come and be like, oh, this money, and then they take your piggy bank. So for me, I put it in a spot, which was very hard for me also to remove. You know, sometimes when you need money,
Yeah.
you have to make it a bit of an inconvenience to reach the money. So that's why I actually like the piggy bank. But even more to her point of, you know, because I had collected a lot of loose change,
Yeah.
when it was time for me to make my purchase, I still took my savings to the bank, so that when I'm making my purchase, they gave me good money. So I just put it on my actual account, and they gave me the money, and I made my purchase.
Papi, so Tilda, before we even go back to her, can you really take someone who is watching us to know what they need to think about, what they need to put in place before they start saving? How do you plan for your savings? What do you really need? Talk about the percentages. Do you really need to be earning a given kind of amount of money to start saving? Kindly take them through.
Okay, I want to relate to her story and her experience, because it really highlights this very clearly. One, she had a purpose for the saving. You're saving for a phone. You're saving to construct. You know, there is a client we had who was saving for construction, and she would keep cement money in one piggy bank, iron bars in another one. You know, that was her what? Her purpose. So it's very important for you to have a purpose. What are you saving for? What is your goal at the end of it all? Now, the point that she mentioned about the temptation, you can ably manage that temptation because you know you had a goal. Even if your friends come up with this and that, you're like, leave my phone alone. You even stop looking at that as money. You're like, leave my phone alone.
True.
And then, of course, safety is key. The good thing with these piggy banks, they look beautiful. They can encourage you to save. Every time you look at it, you can even just feel like dropping in some money. But at the end of it all, much as children love these tools and they like seeing them around, after they have saved, it should be a habit to carry this and keep it far. Everyone's house has a far spot somewhere. It can be in a wardrobe. There's a client who once mentioned that she keeps hers in her suitcase up that side. Every time she's putting her money, after she has put it, she hides it somewhere. So these should be locations that cannot easily be accessed. And at the end of it all, when you have accumulated your money, go and do exactly what you planned for. Weren't you tempted to use the money a bit here? Let me put some fuel here. Let me what? But it was not money for any of those things. It was money for that purpose that you have saved for. So Ivan, as long as you have a goal, and as long as you do this consistently, you can get your own pattern. This business of percentages, I actually don't believe in percentages, because everyone's income has its own formula. Everyone has their own what? Drama and their own circumstances with their income. But what we need across the board is consistency.
So saving journey is not an easy one, and definitely you get issues here and there. But when you have saved your money and you're achieving your purpose, you'll be living the life that you really have always admired. But definitely what you have to do is to make sure that you're being money wiser in all that you do. When you're saving your money, have the purpose. But then tell us through your saving journey, after achieving all that you wanted, how does it feel? How is the saving experience? And what is your opinion about saving?
Obviously, every time you crack that piggy bank open, first of all, you're happy to see money come out. So that's why it's a good thing to see money. And then it also feels good to say I was working towards this. Like anyone, when you set a goal and you achieve it, that's a good feeling. So yeah, it always feels good. Maybe what I realized, like after I cracked mine open, is I did want to be more intentional about it, because when I started, I wasn't sure how much I would get out of it, if I would even achieve what I wanted. So in the end, I would say I would want to be more intentional about it. Like for every goal I set, I don't think there's that. I limited myself in the beginning saying, okay, I'll be putting coins. And then I realized actually you can also put bigger amounts if you're more intentional, if you want something in particular. So that, so I also would like to like have maybe different ones for different purposes and put like small labels on mine.
You know, it's never too late to start your saving journey, and I can tell you the right time for you to start saving is now. If you haven't gotten a piggy bank, if you haven't gotten a way to save, please plan and get started saving right now.